Welcome to the shop, where today I'm doing something a little bit different. Now, a few days ago I installed the Quadboss clutch kit on my RZR 900S. When I did, I put an installation video on YouTube, and since then I've had a lot of comments, a lot of questions. Why did I install the clutch kit and how much did it help? Well, to address the first question, the reason I installed it is because I'm running 30-inch Quadboss 446 tires, and these tires are quite a bit taller as well as heavier than stock. So it takes quite a bit more to get them turning. Now, with the clutch tuned factory, it was designed for them little tires, so the motor didn't really know, and the clutch didn't know that I was running these bigger tires. It didn't know that I made the change. So I could feel it. When I put the throttle down, I could tell that it bogged down a little. It had changed the acceleration. Well, what this clutch kit does is it recalibrates the clutch and gets it back in tune so it can turn these big tires. Now, the motor in this thing, the 900's got plenty of power, so this clutch kit actually puts it where I can use it more. Now, this clutch kit comes with 2 springs, and it comes with a set of weights. Now, the primary spring, basically what that primary spring does is it adjusts your stall speed. It adjusts your launch RPM. Now, this primary spring factory, my stall speed was about 1800. With this spring, I'm getting about 1900, 2000. So, I mean, it may be a couple hundred RPM higher. And that lets the RPM, that lets the power band get up a little higher. So, I've got a little more power when I go take off. The couple hundred RPM don't sound like a lot, and it's not a lot. It's noticeable, without a doubt. It's noticeable when you go take off that I've got more power, but it's also noticeable the engagement's a little bit higher. And you don't want engagement too high, because if you do, it's going to be annoying out on the trail. So a couple hundred RPM is about right. It feels about right. Now, the weights that comes with this kit is lighter than the factory weights. And what that does, it lets that belt ride lower on that primary sheave for a longer amount of time before it starts crawling up. Well, when the belt starts crawling up, what it's doing is changing your gear ratio. So actually what it's doing is letting the motor rev higher before the gear ratio starts climbing. And what that does, it makes it feel like you're in a lower gear. It makes it feel like you've got more power. And although the motor ain't putting out no more power, it's just putting it to the ground better. The spring for the secondaries, basically what that does is works with the weights and the primary spring to keep plenty of tension on that belt and to make them more efficient at what they do. This thing, the launch, is a whole lot stronger, and you can tell when you're going down the road, it revs just a little bit higher. It, like I say, it's like it's in a little bit lower gear. Now, the tires that I'm running, these are the Quadboss QBT 446s. Now, these tires are 30 by 10 by 14 all the way around. I've got them mounted on the Quadboss coils and wheels. The tires, these are brand new. These are mean looking tires. They're a lot more aggressive than what I was expecting when I ordered them. When I ordered them, I figured that tread would be a little closer together. But the way they're spaced out, they actually should do real good in the mud, in the wet weather, as well as in the dry and the hard pack. These are 8-ply tire, and they got a radial design. So, I mean, they should be a real tough puncture resistant tire. And they should do awesome in the rocks. I mean, looking at the tread pattern, I mean, these are not a mud tire by no means. But they got deep enough lugs and they're spaced wide enough that they ought to do pretty good even in the wet stuff. But anyway, let's get this thing out here, see if I can show you a little more about how this clutch kit does and how this thing turns these big tires over.